Could this be the first time a foldable phone truly delivers on camera quality? That's the question many are asking as Samsung gets ready to release the Galaxy Z Fold 7. Over the years, Samsung's foldable devices have impressed in terms of innovation and multitasking features, but the camera systems always seem to lag behind the main Galaxy S series. That might finally change this year, and the leaks suggest some real upgrades that could push the Fold 7 ahead in the camera department. As with earlier models, the Fold 7 is expected to feature a total of 5 cameras. That includes a triple lens, set up on the back, and 2 selfie cameras, one located on the outer screen and the other tucked under the main inner display. While that layout is familiar, the main difference this time could come from what's inside the camera hardware itself. Reports point to Samsung using a 200-megapixel main camera sensor, the same kind of sensor we've seen in the Galaxy Z Fold 6 Special Edition. That's a big jump compared to what previous Fold models offered. With such a high-resolution sensor, the phone can capture more details, which makes it easier to crop or zoom into photos without losing too much quality. It's like getting better zoom without always needing to rely on a separate zoom lens. That said, Samsung isn't dropping the telephoto lens. The Fold 7 is still expected to include a 10-megapixel zoom camera with 3x optical zoom. While it doesn't push boundaries in terms of zoom range compared to other flagships, it's still useful for getting closer shots without much distortion. The ultra-wide camera is likely to remain the same as well, a 12-megapixel sensor offering a 123-degree field of view. It's not a massive upgrade, but it's consistent with what Samsung has offered in previous foldables. As for the front cameras, not much seems to be changing there either. The outer screen should still carry a 10-megapixel selfie camera, and the inner display will likely keep its 4-megapixel under-display camera. The inner one remains less impressive in terms of image quality, mostly because it sits underneath the screen. That positioning helps with the design and gives the user an uninterrupted display, but it comes at the cost of clarity. While the technology behind under-display cameras is improving, it's still a work in progress across the smartphone industry. The key question now is whether all these camera choices actually lead to better results. And the answer might be yes, mainly because of the new main sensor and Samsung's software. Samsung has always been known for solid image processing. In past foldables, that software often had to make up for weaker hardware. Now, with the hardware getting a real boost, especially in the main camera, the combination could offer a much better experience for both photos and videos. Things like low-light shots, fine textures, and overall sharpness might noticeably improve. The Galaxy Z Fold 6 already held its own in benchmark tests when it came to camera quality. So if the Fold 7 is indeed getting a better sensor and keeps the same strong software features, it could finally become a top contender, not just among foldables, but among all premium smartphones. It's still important to wait for hands-on reviews to know exactly how the camera performs in everyday use. But if you've been waiting for a foldable that doesn't force you to sacrifice camera quality, this might finally be the right time to make that switch. Do you think the Fold 7's camera upgrades are enough to consider it over a traditional flagship phone? Share your thoughts in the comments. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like it and subscribe to our channel for more tech updates.
Is your next Galaxy phone already at a disadvantage depending on where you live? That's the big question now as reports confirm Samsung will once again split its flagship lineup, this time with the Galaxy S26 series. Just like in the past, not all users will get the same processor. Some countries will receive the version powered by Qualcomm's upcoming Snapdragon 8 Elite 2, while others will get Samsung's own Exynos 2600 chip. And if you've followed Galaxy phones over the years, you know this usually sparks debate. Historically, Samsung's Exynos chips haven't performed as well as their Snapdragon counterparts. From lower battery life to slower performance and thermal issues, the difference has been noticeable, especially among tech-savvy users. While Samsung has been working hard to close that gap, it seems the company still isn't ready to go all in with Exynos just yet. Samsung had actually planned to use the Exynos 2600 in every Galaxy S26 model. But there's a problem. Production isn't where it needs to be. The new Exynos chip is built on a 2-nanometer process, which is still in the early stages of mass production. Reports say the chip is promising, but Samsung's factories can't produce enough reliable units yet, so the company is sticking with a dual processor approach for now. What that means is certain regions like Europe and parts of Asia will get the Exynos version, while countries such as the United States and Canada will likely get the Snapdragon model. And that's where things get a bit more complicated. Even though Samsung won't fully switch to Exynos this time, it might still benefit from the Snapdragon version. Why? Because Samsung is reportedly negotiating with Qualcomm to manufacture some of those Snapdragon chips in its own foundries. If that deal goes through, it's a win for Samsung's chip-making business. Even if users prefer Snapdragon, Samsung still plays a role behind the scenes. This could be a turning point for Samsung Foundry. The company has been improving its 3nm production and is now focusing on developing more stable and efficient 2nm technology. If it can show that it can produce high-end chips reliably, it may attract more business from outside companies, even beyond the smartphone market. Having its own chip in every Galaxy S26 was a bold idea. It would have allowed Samsung to control both the hardware and software experience, just like Apple does with its A-series and M-series chips. This kind of deep integration usually means better performance, improved battery life, and more consistent updates. But the reality is, Samsung isn't quite there yet. Still, the fact that the Exynos 2600 will be used in some regions shows progress. It means Samsung is getting closer to offering a true in-house experience, even if it can't scale it globally just yet. And who knows? Maybe by the time the Galaxy S27 arrives, we'll see a full transition. So how much should this matter to regular users? For most people, probably not that much. The difference in day-to-day use like browsing, watching videos, or using social media may be small. But if you're a gamer, a heavy multitasker, or someone who looks at benchmarks, the chip inside your phone could influence your buying decision. Samsung's choice to stick with a split processor model will likely disappoint some users. It raises concerns about fairness and consistency. People want to know they're getting the best version of the product, no matter where they live. Until Samsung can produce enough Exynos chips to handle global demand, this situation might continue to create confusion and frustration. Would you feel okay getting the Exynos version of the Galaxy S26? Or would you rather wait for the Snapdragon model, or maybe even consider switching brands? Let us know what you think in the comments. And if you want more updates on the Galaxy S26, Exynos chips, and all things Samsung, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Google's Pixel 9a is shaping up to be one of the most exciting mid-range smartphones of the year. But what makes it even more interesting is a possible pre-order bonus that could add extra value for buyers. According to a reliable source, Google may offer a free Google TV streamer to customers who pre-order the Pixel 9a in select markets. With this streaming device priced at around $100, the offer makes the deal even more appealing. A well-known tech leaker, Roland Quant, has revealed that in certain parts of Europe, customers who purchase the Pixel 9a through specific Google partners will receive this free streaming device. However, it is still uncertain whether this deal will extend to other regions, including the United States. Since the Pixel 9a is expected to be officially announced soon, more details should be available in the coming days. For those unfamiliar, a TV streamer is a small device that plugs into a television's HDMI port, allowing access to streaming services like YouTube, Netflix, Disney+, and more. It essentially transforms any standard TV into a smart TV. If you don't already own a streaming device, this could be a great addition to your home entertainment setup. Moving on to the phone itself, the Pixel 9a is rumored to feature a 6.3-inch OLED display with a resolution of 1080 2424 pixels. The 120Hz refresh rate is expected to make scrolling and animations feel much smoother. To improve durability, the screen will likely be protected by Gorilla Glass 3, making it more resistant to scratches and minor damage. Performance-wise, the Pixel 9a is expected to run on Google's Tensor G4 processor, paired with 8GB of RAM. It will likely be available in two storage options, 128GB and 256GB.